So, here I am, the end of week 2 after my gastric sleeve surgery. Every day is a little bit better. I'm still having some issues with pain and gas in my stomach and with the pain of the hiatal hernia repair. Still not much sounding good to eat or even drink. Pretty much consisting of water, Powerade. I can now have regular protein drinks, so I'm drinking those, sipping those a lot of the time. And popsicles. Popsicles have become really good after the surgery. I'm also now allowed to have soup. You know me, I don't really like soup, but I was desperate for something savory in my diet, so I tried some soup. Here's a tip after your surgery. Whenever you try something new or add something that you haven't had for a while, make sure you're home when you do it. First time I had soup was at work, and it knocked me on my butt. I don't know what it was. My stomach was just not used to it or what, but within an hour I was cramping, it was nauseous. I had to go home and lay down, leave work early and lay down. So whenever you try something new like that the first few days, make sure you're at home when you do it, because it could affect you badly. And yeah, so now I've just passed my 2-week mark and I'm allowed to introduce new things into my diet. So after week 2, I can add things like eggs, as long as they're not hard-boiled. Beans, other vegetables, they have to be cooked really soft and I have to chew them quite a bit. Anything that's mashed or pureed is fine. I can add skim milk back into my diet. I can add things like sugar-free oatmeal, cottage cheese, ricotta cheese. I can have cheese as long as it's melted, regular cheese. So yeah, so eggs have become, like eggs and beans, have become something really delicious. And I stopped craving, so after like the first week, I really stopped craving things like hamburgers and pizza and things that nachos. I never eat nachos, but I was craving them like crazy. So these are things that I know I can't have for a very long time. And I started craving things like things that I knew I could have at the end of week 2, like the eggs and beans, craving them badly. So my diet now for the last couple of days has been, I can have the Greek yogurt now too. So I'll start my morning with hot tea, again, to help prepare my stomach for the day. I'll have Greek yogurt for breakfast. I'll have a protein drink, kind of late morning, early lunch, because you're supposed to eat every like 3 hours. Instead of having 3 meals a day, you have a bunch of small meals during the day. So for a later lunch, mid-afternoon, like 2 o'clock, I'll have some black beans with a little bit of cheese on top to melt in there. And for supper, it's an egg. And then for my late evening snack, I'll probably have another protein drink. And thrown in there is the occasional Powerade, the popsicles, things like that. It's really hard to get out of that mindset of 3 meals a day. Spacing it out has been tricky, especially because during the second week, I wasn't allowed to have things like the cheese and the eggs and everything. So now that I'm able to have a little more things added, it's helped me hit those snack times. I call them snack times. They're really just like 6 small meals a day. Got to be heavy on the protein. And now, after the 2nd week anniversary, I'm supposed to start taking my vitamins now. I'm just trying to listen to my body and my stomach. Your stomach is very sensitive, and just listen to it. When you put something in there and it says no, then stop. Also, make your servings really small, because that point of fullness comes really quickly because you have such a small stomach, and it is miserable if you put too much in there. Fortunately, because I'm so early on in the things I'm eating, I really don't have a problem with that when it comes to the beans and the eggs. These are fuller, things that are more filling than what I've been putting in so far. So those are the things I'm having to be really careful of. And after a few bites, stop and listen to my stomach and see if I think I can continue or not. Again, chewing everything up really well or mashing something up before you eat it. That's really the rule right now. So I have 2 more weeks of this. And at the end of that 2 weeks, I can start adding meat back into my diet. I'm really excited about that. I'm craving chicken. I'm craving ground beef. I just, it's like my cravings are now focused on what the next thing I can add back into my diet is, and that's a good thing. And then 2 more weeks after that, I can go back to pretty much open. I can have anything I want. Right now, it's still making sure I put things into my body that are easily digestible because my stomach is still healing, and things that are a lot of protein because I've been lacking that for about 3 weeks now. Not much protein in my diet, and my body is really needing that right now because I've been kind of starving it for a while. Pretty liquidy diet for a while. So yeah, so that's where I am now. Definitely feeling better from the surgery, but still having issues with the stomach and what it can and can't do, what I can and can't eat. That's really been my focus right now. And making sure I don't push it too far too fast. Even though I could have soup when I first tried it, my body really wasn't ready. And I think that's why I reacted so much to it. So for me, I probably could have waited a couple more days before I put stuff like that in my stomach. My stomach just wasn't ready for it. And I think that's an individual thing. So I'm 42 pounds I've lost since the beginning of this process. So right after the surgery, when I was just putting clear liquids, or pretty much liquids at all, that's like the weight just like shoved off during that time. So I think now I feel like I'm going to level out for a bit, and now that I'm putting protein, my body needs to stop panicking about the fact that I was starving it. I think I've hit that plateau. My metabolism might have slowed down, and that's okay. It'll take a couple more weeks of putting more things into my body, and my body will stop panicking, I think, and it'll start going again. I'm also just about, not quite ready to start exercising. Been doing some walking, very low impact stuff because I still have a lot of pain from the surgery, a lot of stiffness. And I've been really tired because I wasn't putting anything in my body for my body to have fuel from. So the last couple of days I felt a little better, and so I'm going to start incorporating some workouts back so that I can get that energy back and start getting into the mindset of working out on a regular basis so that I can continue this process. So that's where I am now. Not quite as miserable as I was a week ago, but probably a little more miserable than I will be in another week. So that's where I am now. So I'll check back in with you a week and let you know what I'm like after week 3. I'll have a week of finally putting protein in my body on a regular basis and a little more variety of foods and see how that affects me. So, yeah, so hang in there, and I'll talk to you next week, and we'll see where we're at then, and love yourself no matter what.